Right, I just want to show you here my transformation so you get an idea of what's possible if you apply the principles in this course with consistent hard work. So when I first became 16, as I said, I'd always dreamt of having my dream body, having a six-pack, all the rest of it. And as soon as I came 16, I got in the gym, started working really hard, and I actually got my body to a very, very good level over the course of a couple of years. I subsequently, after that, basically sabotaged myself and just let it completely go. I lost all interest actually for a while in working out, and I ended up losing all my muscle pretty much, or that I developed, putting on weight. I wasn't eating properly, I wasn't training, and I pretty much took myself back to square one. This was a very poor time for me, and obviously it was a very foolish thing to do, and I learned from the mistakes. But even so, this got me back to a point where I was in out of shape for a few years. And then eventually I came to the realization of, I have to sort this out. I want to get back to where I was before. I want to get better than I was before. And I'm going to commit to it, and I'm going to take it to a whole nother level. So the three pictures here are the three stages of my transformation. The first picture on the left there is before I started working out again. So I was flabby, I was large, I was overweight. I didn't have much muscle to me, certainly no definition, and I wasn't in a very good position. What I decided to do was to cut first. I already had learned from my training before about what was a good way to work out, good rep ranges, all the rest of it. So I had a good solid base of knowledge to start with. I knew it was just going to be a case of diving in, solid hard work and doing it. So I basically went on to a cut first of all, and that was the difference between the first two pictures that you see. So I was training hard, I was dieting very hard, and I cut down, lost a lot of fat. Because I was losing a lot of fat at a very quick rate, I wasn't really putting on much muscle. Obviously I put on a bit in that time, but if I'd been bulking, I would have put on more. So I didn't. I cut down and got to a low level of body fat, which is where I wanted to be. I have always been keen on having a low level of body fat, so I thought it'd be much better to cut down first, see where I am, and then I know exactly where I want to go from there. So then between the second picture and the third picture, around the time of the second picture, I had a shoulder injury. I had keyhole surgery in my shoulder, and that meant that my training wasn't very good. I could do a bit of training, bit of light training, but for a long time I couldn't train heavy or push myself really hard. When I was able to start pushing myself hard again, I went on to a 3-month bulk, which I did out in Brazil. And as you can see from this picture here, I was working out in basically a park on the beach. They have loads of these in Brazil, and it was just a park where people went to work out. Loads of people there were training calisthenics. I'd already got into it at this point, so I took my Olympic rings along with me and was hanging them off the pull-up bar that you see me training on there. And it was great. I used to go down there, work out on the beach. It was dreadfully hot sometimes, so it wasn't always amazing, very, very humid, but it was a great place to work out, really nice atmosphere, and just very, very idyllic to be working out by the beach. So 3-month bulk, then I moved home from Brazil, decided to do a 3-month cut because I knew I was going to be going back to Brazil for the World Cup and to spend a bit more time out there, so I wanted to get it all done whilst I was back in the UK. So I cut very, very intensively, extremely hard for another 3 months, and that's ultimately what led me to the picture that you see here and the other ones that you may have seen. I did all this as a vegetarian. When I first moved to Brazil, I took the decision to go vegetarian, stop eating meat, full stop, fish as well, and I did this as a vegetarian, and I learned an awful lot. I proved to myself that you can do this as a vegetarian. I know there's a lot of dogma and many myths that you can't pack on muscle as a vegetarian or a vegan, and that's not true. I've since become vegan and done exactly the same, packed on muscle, cut all as a vegan. So that's not true, and it's something that I'm really passionate about sharing with other people, that they can do the same if they so wish. So that's my transformation. I hope it inspires you and shows you what's possible with a bit of hard work and when following the right advice. Now let's see exactly what is that advice.